everyone, it's Julia. I found these at my dollar store just this last week. I mean, I think they're supposed to be like a wall decal. They have a sticky back to them, but I thought they'd make just a great template. I'm just going to trace around them. Just going to put a row of houses. And I'm going to be using my heat erase pencil pen and just going to trace around it. Now this will iron off once I get done stitching. You can also use like a water soluble pencil or pen or whatever, you know, kind of a marker that you like for fabric. Some of those really little ones I put up in the air and just made them long and skinny. I'm going to stick one more of the bigger ones on this side, but I'm going to flip it around so the chimney is on the other side. I'm just going to add some detail with doors and different things. This one I decided to add some steps to the bottom of it. And then I thought it just needed something up in the sky, and so I just added a clothesline with some pendants and a whimsical little bird. I took out some of my scraps and I'm going to be adding some fabric to this. Most of this is going to be free motion stitched, and then I'm going to add some color with my Derwent pencils. But I really wanted just to add some fabric to it too. I just like the combination of the both of them. So I'm just going to go through here, added a lot of the greenery with fabric. Just putting a little tree on the end there. I thought it needed some more of the leaf, and then so I added this other color but didn't like that, so went back to my original fabric and just added a little bit more of the foliage with that. And I'm just going to keep continuing. I did put fabric on all the pendants and also the hearts, so there's two little hearts there. I'm just cutting that last heart. And then I made it a little big, so I'm just trimming a little bit more of it off. And then decided on this color green for just like a grass look all the way across the bottom. And then I'm going to use just a white school glue, just a couple little dots on the back side of each one of these. I'm going to wait for that to completely dry and then take it to my sewing machine. That glue is non-toxic and completely washes out, so even if it makes a little mark, you know, you can get it to go away. It's just a really easy way to put these little pieces down. And now I'm to my sewing machine. I have my free motion foot on. My feed dogs are dropped. I'm using just a dark brown thread, and it's just a cotton all-purpose thread. And just adding some detail. And then going around everything that I have drawn on. I do sometimes trace around things twice, as you can kind of see there. And I'm not too concerned if I get off, because it's not perfect. The lines are a little squiggly, but the whole project is very whimsical. I'm just adding a little detail there with my sewing machine and some thread. I try not to break my thread on when I'm doing this, but on some of these windows I had to, just because they're in the middle of the little house. I really like how these little flowers turned out. This looks like a little windowsill. And then I wanted to add just a little detail so it looks like wood or bricks on some of these homes. Now I didn't do the whole face with the bricks or the wood, just a little bit on the sides. Here, this one I'm doing some brick. And then this tree. Once you get the stitching on, it really does add some shape to it and kind of makes more sense. And then just putting some detail in the trunk. I did some detail on these little pendants too. That one I put a heart in it. And for this line or this wire, I'm just going back and forth. I'm using 100% cotton canvas, and it's a 10-ounce canvas, which is quite heavy. I love working with it because I don't need a stabilizer underneath, and it doesn't stretch, or it keeps the stitches quite smooth. I'll link the canvas down below for you. Yeah, it's a 10-ounce, so it's quite heavy, but I do like how it acts with my Derwent colored pencils too, and I'll be doing some, like I said, doing some coloring with it. That's all done, and now I want to press off all those markings. I'm getting any thread. I use a press cloth for this because I'll tell you what, I have burnt my thread before, and you do not want to do that after all that work. Using a couple different brushes, and then also I'm using my Olive Vera gel to activate this, and I'm just going in with my Inktense pencils and that gel, and I decided I didn't like the gel. It's too thick on this canvas, and so I do switch with water. You can tell it just kind of looks splotchy, and I didn't like that. It just like it didn't completely activate it or something. So I do switch with water in just a little bit here. I just kind of gave up on this gel. I could have added some water to the gel as well. Sometimes I like using the gel because then my colors don't spread as much. You just have to experiment. And here's when I switch to the water, and I'm just using my water brush. So this little brush is filled with water, and I'm just getting enough just to get that all completely activated. I go back and do a little bit of shading, but that's not really the point of what I just like to color. So, you know me, I'm just going to sit here and color. Now for this bird, I just wanted to show where I had it colored once and let it dry, and then I'm just adding another layer. So if you want to make things darker, or I mean, you can just work with these to get the color that you want. And here's what it looks like. Trying to decide what I want to do with it. I just, like I was pointing out, I really love those little flowers on that under that windows. And then I'm folding it, thinking, do I want to make a journal cover? And it would make a really cute journal cover. But I did decide just to put it on a pillow. And I do have some pictures at the end of the pillow that I created. I do want to heat set this though. The Inktense will heat set right into the fibers. And they are washable once they're dried. I've had really good luck with them. I don't usually put them on projects that need to be continually washed, but as for something like a pillow, or something that you spot wash, or it's very a wonderful product to use on that type of a thing. Just letting my iron do the work here, and to get that heat, or just heat set that ink right into the fibers. Here's some pictures. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. I hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.